Hey y'all, hope everybody's doing good. Been a little while since I've done the video, been real busy, but I hope everybody's doing fine. Got a little chance to do a couple of videos today if I don't get busy doing other things. YouTube don't make no money for me, don't pay no bills, so bills come first. So the title of this little video is going to be Are We Training Part 2, and the reason why is every time, because I've tried this before, every time I do a video like this, someone comes back saying training is more important than anything else. So obviously they're not understanding what I'm trying to articulate. I'm not articulating it correctly. It's not their fault, it's my fault, because I'm the one over here yapping that yap. I agree 100% that we should be training. My question is the type of training we're doing actually training, or is it showboat? Is it actually something to truly aid ourselves, or is it something just for the ooh and ah aspect? Okay, like flatline training, right? Which is what we all do. We all do flatline training. Why? Because instructors are not going to individually instruct you on one aspect. I mean, not aspect, but one person at a time. There's no money in it. So we get these classes up where there's multiple people, 10, 20, 30. So you got like maybe what, one instructor for 6 people, or 3 instructors for 18 or something like that. You know, I don't know what the answer is, but on flatline shooting, it is a known distance. It's 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 25, 30 with, you know, pistols. Shotguns, it's at about what, 50 yards, 75. With rifle, it's 3 to what, 100. If you got a good range, out to 300 maybe. So I don't have the answer for none of it. I'm just saying, what's our parameter in the training? What are we training for? What's our parameter in that? You know, like on the military side, we tend to always swing that way on the military side, and then about halfway you could say police, and then the rest of the way is civilian. Well, as a non-military guy, I don't know shit about what they do. Okay, you got military guys that come out of the military and they think they can be a benefit, and they get involved in instructions, and here we go. But are they building their instructions for the world that they're in now? Okay, like I think, for example, Shepherd 1, I want to take their classes, but that is not flatline shooting. That is the pendulum all the way to the right of military-ish training. Okay, that's team building, team leadership, understanding the aspects of small tactics, or small infantry tactics, or small infantry combatant, I guess is what you say. All right, so you got the military side. Now you're swinging about halfway. Now you're bumping into my house, which is the police side, and you got some policemen out there that retire, or they're not retired, and they're instructing. I don't know how I feel about that. And the reason why is because I'm saying that is because on the police side, we damn sure don't shoot enough, or have any true aspects of how to be better trained at using and being more proficient with firearms. That boils into time and money. And usually with law enforcement officers, there ain't no time and there damn sure ain't no money. And what I mean by that is you're talking about officers that are pulling 12 hours that runs into 15, and there you are wearing your uniform, you got your vest on, you got all your issued equipment, and your buddies are supposed to go shooting the next day. Around here, you pull like 15 hours in the heat, out in the hot heat, then it's in the cool evening, and you come home. The last thing you want to do is thinking about going to the range and shooting. Is that a detriment? Yes, it is. Is that wrong on the officer's part? No, it's not. Because we're human beings. We're machinery that's human. We get tired. We have to rest. Okay? So, unlike the military world is that's what you'll do. Period. Now, once again, I'm opening my mouth and inserting foot because I'm not military, never was. So I am saying something I probably shouldn't say. I'm just basing it off of what my family went through in their services back in the 70s and 80s and the early 90s. And a lot of those guys, if they were 11 Mech, 11 Bravo, if they were those guys wearing them green berets, I got a couple of family members that did that. They were not home. They were training. They got a job. They go. So military has flatline training. Police have flatline training. Civilians have flatline training. I understand that. It's just, I guess I'm not seeing something in the training that is making sense to me. I don't know. I have no other way of saying that. I don't think that the training we're doing in our world, not the military world. I always put the military out of this equation because that is a total different animal. On the police side, we need a hell of a lot more training. We need to be better killers, but they're not going to want that. Now, because I say better killers, I'm going to get people out there that have this connotation in their head that I'm talking about going around and just smoking people down. No, there's a difference in murder. There's a difference between murder and a difference in killing. If you don't know what it is, look it up. You can look up any criminal general statute book in your state and look at what the criminal general statute law is. Law on what murder is versus defense. Defense is killing. Murder is not. Okay. I'm not going to go into more details than that. You decide what you want to do on that. You decide how you want to take what I just said. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, even on the professional side, there's a huge lack of training. So what is the civilian side getting? If the professional side has a huge lack of training, and these professionals are coming out of this world of training and going into the civilian world and they're training people, are they getting that professional training at this level, or are they getting at the level of that lack of training? If you understand what I'm trying to say? I think on the civilian side, more aspect in training should be self-awareness, breaking bad habits, such as we're going to go to Walmart. Okay, well, now I'm going to cut my cell phone off because I don't want to be walking around looking into that phone. I want to be walking around, my head's up on a heads-up display, looking left, right, up and down. Training as in recognizing pre-recognition of a possible threat. training as in, where's the best place for me to park? Because you watch people when they park their cars, you watch what they do. They always want to be on the frontage road. They always want to get right there on the very front of that door. And that's not where you want to be. You see people, they're more concerned about parking their car rather than what I call canvassing the parking lot. Literally going through the parking lot, scanning the entire parking lot, looking at what ifs of things, and then parking your car. It drives my wife nuts when I drive because I do that. Another thing the civilian world that they need to be trained is nothing to do with a gun, but it's everything to do with case law, everything to do with understanding constitutional law, everything to understand doing with state law, your state, everything to understand all those things. Because I guarantee you that you get into one of those nightmare scenarios, your ass is the ever-loving grass, and the state's a lawnmower coming to get you with sharp blades. When police get involved in the shootings, we go through, law enforcement goes through an absolute, law enforcement officers and they go through an absolute nightmare. A nightmare. Your friends that you've known for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they suddenly, where are you at? How convenient, call me today. I mean, you're literally ostracized. The state comes down with their Special Bureau of Investigation and they ream you a new one. You're the bad guy. You go through all that because you got to go through interrogation, interview, whatever. You got to go through all that. You got to go through some hurdles that civilians won't go through. And then all that's compiled and that's put on the desk of a DA, and then the DA looks it over. Okay, so here's what I go about that. I don't believe that anyone in law, from a judge to a DA to an attorney, should be political. How many of y'all know right now, nationally, on the news, that damn sure fucking everything ain't political when it comes to law? So therefore, the blind, the veil of the blindness of justice, the equality of justice, is gone. You know, we're looking at cases right now where everything's up for grabs, everything's up in the air. You know what I mean? So, you know, civilians need to be trained in that. But they don't do that because it's boring. It's the boring things that could save your ass. But we don't do that. Nope, we're just going to get 10 people on the line. We're going to shoot and have a good day, eat lunch, attaboy. So I don't have the answer for it. I'm just trying to explain more about, are we really training? Got some more videos coming up since I put batteries in this stupid thing. We'll be back directly, y'all.